Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind caressing your face, and below you is a chasm of uncertainty. This is what encountering a paradox feels like. Paradoxes are strange riddles that defy logic yet intrigue the mind. Throughout history, they have puzzled philosophers and scientists alike. These enigmatic conundrums challenge our understanding of reality itself. Can we ever hope to unravel them? The word paradox comes from the Greek paradoxa, meaning contrary to expectation. They are anomalies that defy intuition and logic, creating a sense of wonder and confusion. Philosophers like Zeno and thinkers of ancient times grappled with these puzzles. Today, they still perplex modern minds. Because of paradoxes, we are reminded of the limits of human understanding. One of the most famous paradoxes is called the liar paradox. It poses a simple yet profound statement: this sentence is false. If the sentence is true, then it must be false. But if it's false, it simultaneously turns true. This self-referential loop leads to infinite logical chaos. It is a paradox that taunts the boundary between truth and contradiction. Time is another realm where paradoxes often emerge, twisting our perception of cause and effect. Imagine a time traveler altering events in the past, creating the famous grandfather paradox. If one were to go back and prevent their grandfather from meeting their grandmother, how could they exist to do so in the first place? Such questions tease the fabric of reality and our understanding of time. The quantum world provides a playground for paradoxes that challenge classical physics. Consider the duality of particles behaving both as waves and particles, a concept famously demonstrated in the double-slit experiment. When observed, particles choose one behavior, but when unobserved, they remain in a state of uncertainty. This observation paradox questions the very act of measurement itself. Schrödinger's cat is another quantum-based paradox that illustrates the boundaries of life and death. The scenario places a cat in a box with a random quantum event that can kill it or leave it alive, creating a superposition of states. Until observed, the cat exists in a paradox of being both dead and alive. It raises questions about reality and perception, beyond the tangible. Paradoxes such as these compel us to rethink the very fabric of reality. They make us question the absoluteness of truth and the nature of existence. Many are compelled to find explanations, delve deeper into philosophy, mathematics, and physics to unravel them. But do these paradoxes actually have solutions, or are they unsolvable enigmas meant to haunt human thought forever? The paradox of the thesaurites, or the heap paradox, challenges us by questioning when a collection of grains becomes a heap. If removing a single grain does not stop it from being a heap, at which point does it cease to be one? It undermines our attempts to define boundaries and categories. This paradox forces us to examine vagueness and the limits of language. Russell's paradox exposes intricacies in set theory, a foundation of mathematics. It questions whether a set of all sets that do not contain themselves could exist. Suppose it does exist, it cannot contain itself without contradiction. This shook the mathematical world when discovered, prompting new logical systems and frameworks to better understand such anomalies. The Banach-Tarski paradox is a concept from geometry that defies physical intuition. It proposes that a solid ball can be divided and reassembled into two identical copies of the original, without altering point size or shape. This dissection and duplication conundrum is mathematically sound but seems impossible. It questions our concepts of structure and infinity. In literature, the catch-22 paradox is a situation where one cannot avoid a problem because of contradictory constraints. It famously describes a soldier striving to be declared insane to avoid missions, but requesting such indicates sanity. These paradoxes manifest real-world dilemmas. They demonstrate how life itself can sometimes feel like an unsolvable puzzle. Paradoxes hold the power to challenge our concepts of identity and consciousness. The ship of Theseus raises the question, if every part of a ship is replaced, is it still the same ship? This analogy extends to human identity, where organs and cells change over time. It muses over philosophical interpretations of self and continuity. Paradoxes are not merely intellectual exercises. They underpin many practical technologies and sciences. The bootstrap paradox questions time travel causality. If an object or piece of information sent to the past influences the future to send the same object back in time, where did it originate? It inspires countless scientific and fictional narratives stretching our imaginations. A closer look reveals that paradoxes often signify gaps in our understanding, offering pathways to new knowledge. Historical paradoxes have propelled significant scientific breakthroughs by pointing out contradictions in prevailing theories. By resolving these enigmas, or attempting to, humanity pushes the boundaries of the known universe ever outward. Einstein and modern physics have faced paradoxes head-on, particularly in relativity and quantum mechanics. Studies of black holes, with their information paradox, question our understanding of space-time. Here, information seems to be lost in black holes, contradicting the principle that information cannot be destroyed. These paradoxes ignite the spirit of scientific inquiry and exploration. The paradox of value, illustrated by economists, questions why some essential items, like water, are cheaper than non-essentials, like diamonds. Even with clear survival value, necessities hold less economic weight than luxuries. This paradox highlights our flawed perceptions of worth and requires a deeper understanding of human behavior and market dynamics. As our journey unfolds, we find ourselves compelled to pursue knowledge that seems just beyond reach. Paradoxes emulate the ever-expanding frontier of human understanding and intellectual curiosity. They push us beyond the limits of our sensory perceptions and logical rationale, whispering enigmas at the horizon of comprehension. This continual chase is the very nature of progress. While paradoxes may weave webs of confusion, they also humanize us. They resonate with our innate sense of mystery and adventure, embodying life's complexities. More than mathematic puzzles or logical brain teasers, they touch the core of our existential musings. Their allure lies in the tantalizing dance between certainty and the unknown. The search for unraveling paradoxes is as timeless as the questions they pose. With each solution comes enlightenment, yet more questions arise, perpetuating the cycle. Every era of thinkers brings a nuanced approach, ensuring that the interplay between logic and paradox persists. This dynamic engenders creativity, discovery, and the perpetual motion of knowledge. Might some paradoxes be purposeful reflections of divine design or mere human fallacies? Questions remain whether their solutions require a shift in perspective or a deeper understanding of natural laws. Within this tapestry, we navigate the boundaries of science, philosophy, and mysticism, each providing clues toward the larger cosmic puzzle.